We have been studying about all different kind of infectious diseases in our previous lectures. We have discussed about typhoid, we have discussed about pneumonia, we have discussed about malaria, we have discussed about helminthes kind of diseases, ringworm. So many diseases we have talked about, and all of them, they are infectious diseases. They come under the category of infectious diseases. Today we will have just a brief idea that how we can prevent such kind of infectious diseases just by having a proper personal hygiene. That will be the first topic of the lecture. And the second topic, we start dealing with the one of the best defense mechanism in the living system is our defense mechanism. Our defense mechanism is not a one line strategy. Once you go deeper into understanding of the defense of our body, you will be really amazed at how human body protects itself from every microorganism, any kind of disease which is occurring. And if a microorganism is able to infect us, that means that microorganism has crossed many layers of defense to infect us. So in a way, we should say that okay, fine, COVID-19 is very strong because it is able to infect the human body. Keeping it aside, let's start working with the defense part of our body. The first topic for today is the prevention and control of the infectious diseases. The first point, by keeping body clean, consuming proper drinking water, food, vegetables and fruits. Now see, when a normal personal hygiene is definitely necessary for everybody, for every organism to keep itself healthy. Food, water, fruits are the products which give us energy, which give us vitamins for the proper functioning. By proper waste and excreta disposal, periodic cleaning and disinfecting water reservoirs and pools. Now this come under the category of social well-being. This thing comes under the category of social hygiene, where the society has to be cleaned, reservoirs which is used by the public should be cleaned, they should be disinfected properly. All these things are part and parcel of the public cleanliness, public hygiene. Next one, eradication of vectors and their breeding grounds. Definitely we have seen certain diseases in our previous sessions, like if we talk about elephantiasis or we talk about malaria, they are vector transmitted diseases. So pathogen though has to be killed, but along with that, if we can eradicate vectors also, that will be the best thing. So their breeding grounds, their mosquitoes, their breeding grounds are stagnant water. So all these things, all of them, they can be restricted so that the vectors will not grow, will not increase in the number. Use of mosquito nets, vaccination and immunization programs for diseases like polio, diphtheria and tetanus. All these diseases, they are more or less eradicated now because we have a proper vaccination and immunization program for it. What is vaccination? What is immunization? We have studied in our previous classes, but now also we will study in little detail. Use of antibiotics and drugs to treat the infected person. Definitely we as a medical science, if we talk about part and parcel of medical science, we have medicines for most of the diseases which are there in the world, apart from COVID-19 infection which we are facing. But most of the diseases, we have antibiotics, we have drugs to treat them. So whenever it is required, it should be taken by the person. Now let's go into the main thing, that is the defense part of the body. And what does the defense do? It gives us immunity. What is immunity? Now this immunity is the wall which keeps a human being going in all kind of adverse condition. The definition: ability of an organism to resist or defend itself from the development of a disease, a body to fight with the disease and keep itself healthy. That is immunity. But this immunity varies from one person to another person, and how it is present in the body, how it is acquired in the body, all these things are under the process, under the topic of the broad topic of the immunity. Ability to fight is immunity. If we just want to classify immunity in the broad category, there are two types of immunity. One is innate immunity, another is adaptive immunity, or we call it as acquired immunity. This acquired immunity can be naturally there with us, or it can be obtained with the help of vaccinations or antibody transfer. Natural, passive, it comes from the mother, or it can be something which can be injected to us. Infection can occur naturally to us, and with that we will have an ability to fight it out. Let us understand all these categories one by one. Let us take first the innate immunity. Innate immunity is an immunity which is present with us from birth and is inherited from the parents. It is accomplished by different kinds of barriers. Now, innate immunity is an immunity which a child gets it once the child is born, and it is there inside the body of the child in the form of different kinds of the barriers. So it is a inbuilt immunity for the human beings. What are the different barriers? First one is physical barriers. Physical barriers means the first line of defense of our body with which a microorganism comes in contact with it. For example, skin. Now, skin is the covering part of the body. So, outside whatever microorganisms are there, once they will try to attack us, the first defense will come from the skin. Mucous membrane of digestive, respiratory and urinary tract. See, mucous membrane of the digestive system and the urinary tract, all of them, skin is covering the body, but we have different openings in our body. We have nasal opening, we have digestive opening, our mouth is there, we have urinal opening. So these openings are now good breeding grounds for the microorganisms because they allow them, they are opening, so the microorganisms can enter through it. So our body has placed a physical barrier there also in the form of mucous membranes. Our mouth will be having saliva. Now that will be coming into other category, that is physiological barriers, but yes, saliva is there. Then we have all sort of that. Now mucus is what? The slimy kind of fluid which is present throughout the internal system of the human body, protecting the human body from inside also. So microorganism is not allowed to go into the bloodstream of our body. So the first line of defense will be the physical barriers coming under the category of innate immunity. Second is physiological barriers. Now physiological barriers are sweat, tears, acid in the stomach, saliva present, and it all prevents the microbial growth. Sweat glands and oil glands which are there in the skin, along with being skin becoming the wall of the defense, it also is provided with this physiological barriers of sweat and oil glands. What they will do, whenever microorganisms will be there, they will not allow the microorganisms to go inside the body. On the contrary, they will trap them outside the body, and when we will clean the body, when we will take bath or will change, those microorganisms can be shed off. We can get rid of them. Tears. Again, eyes being an organ which are open, where the conjunctiva is there, but it has to be kept moist throughout with the help of tears, because again that will also trap the dust, it will trap the microorganism, and it will not allow the microorganisms to go inside the body through eyes. Next one, acid in the stomach. Now by any chance we have eaten a food which contained microorganism and we were not knowing it. We have taken it inside the body. Some amount of microorganisms might be killed with the help of saliva present in the mouth, but some of them they remain. So ultimately they go down to the stomach, and in the stomach we have HCl. HCl, one of the strongest acid in the body. Our body harnesses it, and any microorganism which goes into that HCl is killed off. Very rare cases of larvae which are resistant to such a level of acidity of the HCl. So again, a type of a defense barrier for our body, and this defense barrier is physiological barrier. coming under the category of innate immunity. So innate immunity, we have studied two. One is physical barrier, another one is physiological barrier. The third one, cellular barrier. Now imagine the pathogen is so strong that it has penetrated inside the bloodstream and it has gone into the blood. So in our blood we have WBCs of all sorts. We have studied about them. We have lymphocytes, we have monocytes, we have neutrophils, we have eosinophils. So many different types of white blood cells, and they are ready to fight. They are ready to ingest. They are ready to just engulf the microorganism and kill them off. This is another level of defense mechanism. A type of innate immunity present with all the human beings. So three types: physical, physiological, and third one is cellular barriers. Fourth one, it is cytokine barriers. Now this thing will be functioning in some of the diseases, especially when the diseasing organism is virus. Virus, we know that it doesn't have any kind of life cycle. So once it does not have any kind of life cycle, many times it becomes difficult that any antibiotics will kill it. So our body has its own defense mechanism. What it does is that if a single cell gets infected by a virus, that cell will release a kind of chemicals which are called as interferons, and these interferons will prevent the action of the virus on the other cells. It will prevent the cell from getting infected by the virus. So what the cell is doing? Cell is killing itself, but in turn, when it is getting killed, it is preventing the other cell from getting infected. So the spread of infection can be stopped. Again, a type of innate immunity. Four of them, four barriers are there. First one we talk about is the physical barrier. Second is physiological barrier. Third is your third is this one. Cell eliminated barriers are there, and another one is your interkinin production. So these are the four types of interferon production. I'm just repeating it again. It got mixed up. Physical barrier, physiological barrier, cellular barrier, and cytokine barriers. These are all innate immunity parts. Second category of it is acquired immunity, and this acquired immunity we will be dealing in our next lecture. Thank you.